Well, ladies and gentlemen, our co-main event of the evening, it is a brown belt match. Sebastian Brosche taking on Viking Wong, and I cannot tell you how much I've been looking forward to this exchange. Viking with an early guard pull, perhaps to be expected.
Yeah, this is probably, arguably the fight that I've been most excited for. Sebastian's just got a really interesting style of grappling. He's super flexible, obviously. Yoga for BJJ. He is that guy. He is yoga for BJJ. So he's flexible, he's unorthodox, and he's also very dynamic and explosive as well. So this is going to be a very interesting match.
Wow, big long step pass to try and stretch Viking Wong out. Wong having to circle that top leg back in. Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that the flexibility and the kind of unorthodox nature of Sebastian Brosche. When you fight somebody who has that kind of hypermobility, Dan, you know, what can it do to you mindset-wise?
Yeah, it can be very frustrating, both on top and underneath. You know, Sebastian's got the sort of flexibility where it makes it very difficult to be swept and very difficult to pass his guard. So it can be very frustrating when you can't do something. You start looking for more desperate attempts. You know, you go off of your A game, so you got your number one sweep, and you try and do that a couple of times, and it works on everyone. But for some reason, this guy's so flexible, it doesn't work on him. So you go to your number two sweep, and your number two sweep you're not as comfortable with. So that's starting to throw you off already. And it can, you know, maybe number two doesn't work. You go to number three, and you keep on getting more desperate until.
I think Oli Geddes might have to fix the gi here in a moment. Viking looking to pull that skirt and lapel all the way around the top of Brosche's head and really break his posture down.
Yeah, Viking's doing the perfect thing that you want to do when you have a guy with excellent movement, which is shut him down. Closed guard is the perfect position for it. A closed guard and a gi wrap doesn't get much more shut down than that. So Viking's doing the right thing. And
I've never really seen somebody sit down in this kind of lotus position.
Yeah, the problem with a guy like Seb is that you can almost guarantee you have not grappled with a guy who moves like this. He is unorthodox. When you are unorthodox, your opponents are not prepared for someone like you. So almost Viking is going to learn how to grapple against someone like Seb now as he's doing it, which isn't ideal, but Viking's an excellent grappler.
Absolutely.
And he's a problem solver. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes with him.
Oh, he's looking to lock up a worm guard here.
Trying to break down this unorthodox style of Sebastian Brosche.
Feeding that lapel all the way, trapping his own leg inside. Brosche again sitting down, circling the legs inside to free the position, and he's just letting Wong play with that lapel here.
The really interesting thing about this is that Viking's not trying to sit up. That's the very interesting thing now. I think that can tell you very early that Viking does not want to go into Sebastian's guard. Absolutely not. Pull guard early. Seb has sat backwards multiple times now. Viking has not even looked like he wants to come up and start trying to pass or attack from on top of Sebastian.
I mean, we know how much Viking likes that armbar off his back.
Yeah,
the VK armbar, he calls it.
Yeah, he's obviously, look, now this is just, Sebastian is fully on his back, and Viking is just like, you know what?
I'm still on the bottom position.
They're almost dragging each other, you know, to the point now where, come on guys, what is this? It goes back to the double guard pull sort of situation here. Both people want to play guard, they sit down and nobody sits up. I'm not a fan of it. Someone should be looking to attack. If they both sit down, someone's got to do something.
Brosche with the cartwheel guard pass and immediately giving his arm to Viking Wong. Pulls out. Wong immediately hooking under the leg. Let's see if he can spin through underneath this. You saw just kind of the fluidity of movement, just in a flash of a second, as Brosche looked to dance around Viking there.
Yeah, I don't think you could pair a couple of people up more perfectly to have what you would describe as a flowing, grappling match. You know, these are two guys who are very, very movement-based, who move very smoothly, who are both very flexible. And finally, Viking looking to come up and then instantly sitting back down. You know, It's
Do you think he's just trying to find a route directly to the back from here?
No, I think he wants to play off his back completely. I don't think he wants to even entertain the idea of trying to get on top of Sebastian. I think he wants to try and submit him from guard or footlock him. You know.
Now some interesting setups here with the feet. Brosche looking to bridge back out. And again, Viking going to that lapel grip. Nice step through from Brosche. Got to be careful of his feet here. Still 15 minutes left in this one.
Sebastian moves straight into mount there with a beautiful movement. Now here's the thing where you can get that flexibility, that mobility, but also the strength as well to lock down once he's got into that position. I can't, from the angle here, see what he's going for, but considering he's low down on the body, not high up, I can only assume that he's looking to set up some sort of cross choke or Ezekiel or something. I can't really see from here.
Yeah, we've got to say, guys, our monitor has gone down as well.
Pete Thompson says James Costa looks like George Groves, the boxer. Great match.
So crossed ankles underneath Viking Wong for Sebastian Brosche.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't see from this angle what's going on here, but I have to assume that Sebastian is setting up some sort of choke from here. It's an interesting angle to have, actually. You can tell a lot about what's going on from looking at the opposite part of the body. If you look at Viking's legs, you can kind of tell whether he's in a desperate position,
Absolutely.
whether he's trying to escape, whether he's trying to wiggle out of something.
Oh, and Brosche looking to try and march that head and arm choke up now. You can see that right arm just marching up the mat.
Creedy BJJ, great commentary. Lovely pastel pink shirt, Josh Palmer.
Oh, thank you so much.
Forge BJJ, epic purple belt title match, well done. Yeah, a lot of people were really excited about that last fight, and it was, once they kind of got into a more dynamic pace towards the second half of the 20 minutes, it really started to come together.
Wong with half guard back here, but such tight pressure on top from Brosche that didn't want to give up that grip on the head and arm.
Yep. Brosche tried to jump straight over into the arm there. Unfortunately, he created just a little bit too much space, and at this sort of level, a small amount of space, Viking finds enough room there to get his leg on the inside and force it back into a guard situation.
It's what's been very interesting to me is that neither one of these guys have particularly tried to break the grips too much. They're letting each other have the lapels, have the cuffs, and they're not worrying too much about the positions they flush themselves out in. It is just kind of letting it go with the flow and seem to have the utmost confidence in resolving any situation they find themselves in.
Yeah, it's a really interesting what's going on with this, which is that the style, these guys have a very similar style, and because of that, it's creating a very unique match. It's very moving the whole time, but not dynamically. It's slow, flowing movements the entire time. There's lots of grips. There's no grip breaks. There's no fast movements with the hands, none with the legs. It's all, it's a very odd match, to be honest with you.
So 12 minutes left here in our penultimate match of the evening. Our main event, Ross Nichols and Sam Gibson in a great black belt scrap still to come. Josh Palmer, Dan Strauss calling all the action for you here from Tough Grappling Challenge 3. Our sponsors tonight, Prestige Developments, Valor Fightwear, Osborne & Co. Accountants, Tough Fightwear, and of course Yoga for BJJ, a little of which you're seeing now with Sebastian Brosche, of course the creator of that Yoga for BJJ system.
Vikings use the movement to set up a omoplata.
And
we were talking earlier about omoplatas. I can imagine that he's going to try and use this to set up an armbar or a triangle.
Quite possibly. He's going to be cranking on that lapel, trying to pull that shoulder round.
He's wrapped. Okay, he's wrapped the lapel around the foot now. So he's got full control of that shoulder, not only through the arm, but through the lapel wrap round the foot as well.
What an interesting position to find himself in.
It's a very, very awkward position for Sebastian to be in. But if anyone could get out of it, unfortunately for Viking, Sebastian's
there
the
you
guy.
go, just kind of limp-arming his way free.
Absolutely no trouble whatsoever removing his arm from this. He must be an absolute nightmare to try and do anything to, because you put him in positions that you're used to getting on people, and he just moves out of it through ranges of motion that you're just not used to.
Does certainly present a very tricky challenge for Viking Wong from Inglorious Grapplers.
Yeah, I'm a little bit upset with Viking. I want to see him trying to come on top. I understand that he's very comfortable off his back, looking to submit, possibly take the back or do something from there. But you know, Sebastian's just sitting backwards. I get that there's no sweep points. I understand that, but you know, come on, just for me, just have a laugh. Come on top. See if you know, see how a guard pass looks. See if you can take side control or something like that.
So Brosche looking to step his way around the guard. Viking Wong back to double butterflies. Now back to close guard. Again, working that lapel skirt up and around the back of the neck to control the posture.
Yeah, I think this is the correct thing for Viking to do. This is really, like I said, when you have a guy with excellent movement, you have to shut him down. Close guard with the lapel wrap is about as shut down as you can get.
But it's interesting, when that happens, Brosche piles all his weight forward, goes very top heavy on that position.
Tyrone Elliott, BJJ asks, what weight are these guys? What weight? Do you know where they are, Josh?
Well, I must say I don't actually have the weigh-in weights. In fact, I've got a note saying no weight.
They're around 80.
It was agreed.
They're around 85 kilos, I would say. Let's say between 80 and 90 kilos.
Broad enough range for you there, Dan?
I'm pretty much sure that they're between 80 and 90. I can guarantee you they're between 75 and 100 kilos.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say both these guys compete at middle heavy, shall we say?
Yeah, middle heavy, or heavy, middle, maybe lightweight sometimes.
Any one of the weight classes in jiu-jitsu, basically.
Yeah.
So Viking's still working from the back here, lapel pulled up around, Brosche piling all that weight forward again, posting up on both legs, trying to push on the hips and create some sort of space.
We've been talking a lot about the movement of Brosche and Viking's persistency to try and play off his back. You know, but if we look at it from another angle for a second now, actually we have to say Viking is the aggressor. He's very, very... what on earth is going on here? I just got to stop right mid-sentence there. This is...
it's an interesting attempt at...
Brosche is trying to use his flexibility to bring his weight over Viking's head whilst keeping a low base with the legs, trying to drive straight through there. Viking's got strong legs, though, and the gobbler's just not going to open. But what a unique and odd way of trying to open and pass the guard.
I think you summed it up quite nicely earlier on, Dan, when you said, you know, it's so hard to have a training partner that does anything like the kind of things that Brosche does. And, you know, you kind of have to learn to grapple him as the fight is happening.
Absolutely. Viking's having to adapt now to this style, but to be honest with you, Brosche is not really looking, you know, I don't think I've seen Brosche go for a submission yet.
Doesn't seem like there's a level of aggression there, does it? It does seem like he's trying to pass, but it doesn't seem like he's got, you know, intent to be vicious about it.
That is yoga, isn't it? I can't imagine a guy who's yoga for BJJ coming out like a rabid pit bull.
Well, you say that, Dan, but, you know, he can turn it on when he has to. And looking for a rolling back take here, and he's got an arm trapped as well. Viking's going to be trying to scrape him off the mat here, really put both shoulder blades there and inch his way back.
This is the thing with Brosche. He gets into these positions from odd angles, but then when he gets there, it's very difficult to get him off. He's halfway on the side, halfway to mount now. Viking's going to look to force Brosche to, you know, Viking's going to turn his side, try and catch one of the legs, try and get him back into a quarter.
Head and arm or an Ezekiel coming here. I mean, this is the second time we've seen him with this mount position. 7 minutes left to work, so still a long time, but clearly very heavy in this mount position. Feet locked, hips locked in. You can feel just deep breaths and slow squeezes. Yeah,
he seems to have really, really good control on top and excellent positioning. I'd like to see him use that control and positioning to come a little bit higher up with the legs and isolate the arms. That's what I really like from Sebastian Brosche to do, is use this positioning to come high and try and open up the arms to attack an armbar or take the back and go for a choke.
It's a shame we can't quite get a camera angle to see what the grips up top at the head and neck are doing. Clearly there's some smothering going on.
We need Geddes cam.
Maybe something for Tuff Grappling 4.
We should get that spider back out and put a camera on him and just let him kind of walk around.
Viking restores half guard again and looking to go on the leg now, scooping under. We see Brosche just saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to sit back, I'm going to clear the knee line, pull my leg free. Not really concerned about your leg locks here.
This is
nonchalant.
This is
It's nonchalant
This is
grappling.
the opposite of the Paul Bridges Elaine Pozo match, which is ironic because those guys are masters, and everyone thinks masters are slow and they can't fight as long than these adults. But those guys were going 100% from the get-go, intense, and they left everything on the mat. These guys, you know, there's 5
Kill you
minutes,
softly.
there's 5 minutes left in this match, and I can imagine if it goes the distance, they will have a lot to take with them
Well,
off the mat.
Brosche hiding his lapel now, because that has been the target of Viking Wong's posture control for most of this match, as he tries to pull through on a foot now. And I think, you know, I'd like to see a change of tempo or a change of pace from one of these guys now.
Yeah, it's almost like they've agreed, look, let's not go hard because we're both just going to be really tired. It's exhausting. Let's grapple each other and try and submit each other, but let's just take it easy, you know?
Well, I think this is just a much more attritional affair. You know, it's a slow grind. It's earn that position, as opposed to the fast and dynamic Viking looking for the straight footlock now. Can't quite see his leg control. Has he got that knee locked down? Has he got that hip locked down?
Okay, is that a clap of the hands to signify that he's going to switch it up again? Ollie Geddes not happy with those trousers.
I think they want the belt recovered. But we are going to start back with at least one of our competitors on the feet here. So Sebastian Brosche looking to pass the sitting guard of Viking Wong. Another cartwheel guard pass. It landed him in a little bit of trouble last time he tried that.
Yeah, okay, Sebastian is turning it up now.
Yeah, standing on the legs, trying to stomp through the knee control.
I do wonder whether this was part of the strategy. Take his time for 15 minutes, feel out Viking, see what he's got to offer, and then turn it up all of a sudden.
He's really trying to step his way through it. Oh, jumps straight into an omoplata again. Viking turtling, looking to control the leg and block the hip as he rolls through. See if Brosche can take the back here. Looking to step all the way over. They often say don't try and step that far hook first, but Brosche so dexterous. He can do it without relieving any pressure from that side wedge position.
Yeah, he's in side control now, hips facing the head. He's throwing that leg over. I really like this position, throwing that near the leg close to the head, over the head to try and open the guy up, get the guy to do something with his hands so you can start to attack.
I mean, you know, Brosche has had the better of the positions over the course of this match. You know, he just hasn't been able to make them pay as much as he would hope.
Yeah, Brosche has definitely been had the superior positioning, but I don't think he's gone for a single submission attempt. You know, if I had to award this to someone for submission attempts, I'd have to give it to Viking. If I had to give it to someone for position, I'd give it to Brosche.
Well,
and obviously, you know, I don't think the Vikings scored a single point because, you know, he could have been racking up, you know, countless sweeps here, but just absolutely no desire to come on top whatsoever.
So, a bit of a footlock guard fight here. Viking leg drag potential if he comes up here, but choosing to stay down on his back, inviting Brosche to come up into his guard once more. Oh, and Brosche looking to clear his knee, see if he can step all the way out and around.
There's 2.5 minutes left in this match. I don't see it going. You know, I don't see this going to submission. I think this is going to go.
I think
Sebastian's
Brosche perhaps getting frustrated.
He's getting frustrated. Viking has a very difficult guard to pass. Sebastian's getting frustrated.
2 minutes, 20 seconds left in this one. Let's see if Brosche can turn up the tempo.
I just don't see it happening. It's been a very, very nice display of jiu-jitsu, but just not a huge display of submission attempts.
Yeah, of finishing prowess.
You know, we had a couple of really nice setups from Viking on the arm, but really nothing that required too much in terms of defense from Sebastian. But Sebastian hasn't attacked any submissions that I'm aware of. But very, very nice passing, taking the mount, movement around.
Oh, looking to pass to the other side. Lovely switch from him. Wong scrambling to recover guard here. Minute 45 left. One more fight coming your way this evening. Ross Nichols taking on Sam Gibson. Right now you're watching Sebastian Brosche in the white gi taking on Viking Wong.
Come on,
in
Viking,
the blue gi.
get up, do something.
You got to say, Viking Wong has not wanted to take this top position at all in this match. I had hoped to have a date for you for Tuff Grappling Challenge 4. Oh, in fact, I do. Saturday.
Oh, yes, we do.
Saturday, the 2nd of July. We've had a 4-man purple belt tournament this time. We're going to have a 4-man brown belt tournament
We're
next
going to
time.
work up to a 4-man black belt tournament.
Well, we can see, can't we? But yeah, Tuff Invitational 4 coming your way Saturday, the 2nd of July from this very venue. I imagine there will be, again, a lovely live stream for you guys to watch. And I'm sure Dan will probably be joining you on commentary for that one.
I'll be back. I'm hoping
So
if there's a 4-man black belt tournament, I quite like the look of those championship belts. I do like shiny things.
Can you make lightweight, Dan?
No, absolutely not. Does it have to be lightweight?
Who knows? We're going to ask for an exception.
Can it be light heavyweight?
Viking Wong looking to attack this footlock again. Last 20 seconds. Somebody dive for something here. Viking now looking to come on top and pass for the first time in this match. Sebastian Brosche puts his own leg behind his head. And we're going to see timeout here. Well, a slightly frustrating match, perhaps for some people. We go to a draw, Sebastian Brosche and Viking Wong.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for both warriors this evening. Unfortunately, there was no submission, so this bout is a draw.
A really, really enjoyable match. I would have liked to see a little bit more attacking from Sebastian, a little bit more transitioning from Viking, but otherwise a really, really nice match. I enjoyed it.